Hi, hope all of you are doing well. This is now the final third video of some strange and interesting stamps. So let's dive right into it. Yes, I repeat this again for those that have not seen the other videos that at a recent stamp show, a longtime dealer offered me a stockbook of so-called unissued, unlisted, couldn't find some, privately issued, and some fakes. I pulled out quite a few interesting items. I do enjoy such mishmash collections. Definitely a fun challenge. I use Scott, series, and Michelle catalogs primarily. The Republic of Turkey. These tax stamps were issued to benefit Turkish aviation. Their use, however, was not mandatory. The year and values are unknown at this point. Turkey, 1925 to 1950, Aeronautical Association stamps. These and others are of private origin for voluntary donations. Again, no idea or reference in regards to values. And Turkey again, 1918 Forerunner postal tax stamps, these three at the top, with a catalog value of about $10 total. On the left, a 1927 overprinted regular issue, uh, regular issued postal tax stamp. That one catalogs $5. As you can see, just that little overprint on the Forerunner stamp makes this now a regular issue. And Turkey again and again. Another regular issued postal tax stamp of 1929. Catalog value $5. Finding a stamp like this can be a bit of a challenge since there are no words other than Arabic characters. So sometimes these are not too easy to figure out, but it can be done with a little patience and some digging in reference material. For one thing, the half moon also, besides the inscriptions in Arabic, are helpful indicators. Turkey, a 1923 mint-hinged stamp set was issued for the Economic Congress in Smyrna, Smyrna city in Turkey. The catalog value is about $120. Yeah, quite a surprise. But not all catalogs, for whatever reason, show this set. And sadly, the three lower values do have some kind of a, well, at least the first and third stamp crease. So that, of course, would reduce the value some. But this one here is a better value, the 5. That's actually Turkish number 5. And the very high value is missing. That would have been nice to have. Israel, a forerunner stamp of many issued and used from May of 1948 to the end of 1948. Regular stamps were then issued in 1949. And here we have the forerunner stamp, and there really are quite a few out there. And the violet kind of angled hand stamp overprint is in Hebrew, which means or says door, and it means post in English. The 1943, perhaps charity stamp, may have been during the grouping or gathering in the Negev desert in 1943. And it does indicate 1943. That's about all I can tell you on that one. Yeah, never seen one like it. So always something new. And Nicaragua, an 1890 issue of 2 pesos in blue, with no listing found. Well, the 2 pesos listed is in the color of dark green, and there's no mention of this color. So I cannot tell you anymore, unfortunately. And Mexico, a faintly readable diagonal violet hand stamp of 1914 reading Gobierno Constitucionalista. Oh boy, not easy for me. Meaning constitutionalist government. These stamps are mentioned, but I have not found any values. I suspect they are probably not extremely plentiful, but who knows? Maybe some of you have encountered these. Let me know in the comments below. Be very interesting to know. Cyprus on the upper left, issue of 1880, with a slight, well, maybe not so slight, a problem. It has an unlisted plate number 176, and that is very clear to see, where oftentimes these numbers are not easy to read, but in this case, a very clear 1, 7, and 6. The other side a little bit obstructed, but also you can make it out. So I'm not sure what is ongoing here, except perhaps that the overprint is either a fake or this is an unknown stamp. Yeah, the latter would be nice, but unfortunately, it probably is a fake. Anyways, a good keeper to check a little bit more closely. France, issue of 1877, with an unusual pre-cancel. Yes, pre-cancel. Stamps were affixed to a blank newspaper prior to the printing of that newspaper. And when the newspaper was printed, then obviously the newsprint or the printing went right over the stamp or stamps, depends how many they affix. And this was done on stamp issues of 1853 through 1900. And Peru. Yeah, we're jumping all over the globe, back and forth, crisscross, and who knows what. Yeah, issue of 1857. These were stamps of the PSNC, or Pacific Steam Navigation Company. Perhaps reprints, which are stated, could be because they were done in different colors, and or a possible bunch of fakes, which might be the case. The cancels are also questionable. The typical cancels that were used were numerals within a dotted oval. Unfortunately, I have no example to show, at least not this time. Peru, here is a question for you. Did you know that in April of 1871, the very first commemorative stamp of the world was issued? Yes, in Peru. It is a 5 centavos red and it is listed in 3 colors, commemorating 20 years of railway line, Corrilos, Lima, and Caloa. Well, unfortunately, I don't have that stamp, and it's not a scarce one at all, but I just don't have an example. I just thought I note this little interesting thing about the very first commemorative stamp of the world. Yeah, I found out about it, some years ago, and I thought, well, maybe it fits into this video. So here it is. Ask your friends, see if they know the first commemorative stamp of the world. Yeah, might be interesting. Okay. Norway. These and various other designs were of private origin. In 1896, however, some were used for internal business mail. That means a company's branch would perhaps send a mailing to another branch or the head office or something like that. Later, in 1897, the use was for charity purposes only. I always find, especially the Spitsbergen, as we have here, versions, quite interesting. And I've seen a short set, maybe 5 or 6 stamps, go for as much as about $150 on eBay. Yeah, I've seen it, but it is some time ago, maybe probably 3, 4 years ago. Oh, you never know. Yeah. And Autonomous Epirus of 1908, a Greek overprint on Turkish stamps of that time period. In mint hinged, the catalog value is about $19.50. Yeah, don't see these very often. In fact, this is the first time I run into these, but they're actually listed in most catalogs that I'm aware of. So I don't know why the dealer couldn't find them. Well, maybe confusing. I'm not sure. This is a guy that's been in business for many, many, many years, oh, and actively on the internet. And this one is before in a pair, except here as a C-tenant pair, due to the overprint differences. It catalogs $20. Yeah, not too shabby. Here, 40 lepta, a Greek denomination, and here 80 lepta, Greek currency, I should say. And here, this one has a slight shift. The beginning is actually here on the bottom, and it should have been up here at the top. And same here, part of the 4, but it could have been just a shift to the next stem. Actually, the A is there, so this one is complete. So this is just a little extra from the neighboring stamp on downward. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed a little of my video, and I thank you so very much. Yeah, in these 3 videos now, I thought was quite an assortment of different, very interesting stamps. And as I mentioned in the beginning of each video, they are kind of, fun to research. And yeah, I realize some of them cannot find much information, but that's how it goes. And maybe later something will show up. So we just keep on exploring and searching and hoping for those little treasures. Okay. Thanks again. Wishing you all good success and above all, best of health. My channel, Stamp Space, My Fun Things. And thanks again.